Navila Zaman, and today I'm back with another video on German language. Now in this video we are going to learn how can we introduce ourselves as well as how can we ask questions. Now what's the point of learning a language if we do not know how to speak with it? When we go to somewhere new, when we meet a person we did not know before, the first thing we do is introduce ourselves, as well as we want to know more about the person we are meeting. Now, so how can we ask questions? And how can we introduce ourselves? So let's start. Before starting your introduction, you must say a greeting. That is, good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening. How can we say those in German? So good morning in German is Guten Morgen. If it is morning, then you can obviously say Guten Morgen, hello. If it is afternoon, you can say Guten Tag. If it is evening, then you should say Guten Abend. Now these are the ways that we can greet ourselves. We can greet the person we are meeting. After that, we must say our name, right? Now, Guten Morgen, ich bin Navila Zaman. Or, ich heiße dash. Now in this dash, you can put your name in it. That is, ich heiße Navila Zaman. And you can say Ich heiße and then your name. Then you can also want to say your age. That is, for me, ich bin 13 Jahre alt. You can also say ich bin dash Jahre alt. And in this dash, you can put your age. I'll be linking the video in which we learned German numbers, so that you can say your age in deutsche Zahlen as well. And then you can also want to say in which school you study. So you can say ich studiere in dash. Now in this dash you can put whichever school that you go to. And as for me, ich studiere in Oxford International Schule. And in this dash, as I said, you can put the school that you go to. Then you can also say, if you're meeting a person from another country, then you can also say, Ich komme aus Dhaka, Bangladesh. That means, I am from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Now in this sentence, you can put whichever city or country you are from. That is, ich komme aus dash. In this dash, you can say ich komme aus Indien. Ich komme aus Chittagong, Bangladesh. You can put whichever city and country that you belong to. Then you might also want to specify the area that you live in. That's I live in Lalmatia. Then I can say ich lebe in Lalmatia. Now you can say the area that you live into. That is ich lebe in and then the area where you live in. It can be Mirpur, it can be Gulshan, or it can be even areas from other countries as well if you're not living in Bangladesh. After that, you can also say that how many siblings do you have, or if you have a brother or a sister or both. Now how can you say that? If you have, suppose, a sister, you can say Ich habe eine Schwester. That is, I have one sister. You can also say that you have a brother. Ich habe einen Bruder. Now for example, you have both a sister and a brother. Then you can combine those two sentences using und, which means and. You can say Ich habe eine Schwester und einen Bruder. If you have, for example, two sisters, then you can say Ich habe zwei Schwestern. If you have two brothers, you can say Ich habe zwei Brüder. Now, in the place of zwei, you can put whichever number you want. Ich habe dash Schwestern Brüder. So in this cap, you can put zwei, drei, vier, fünf, six, and if you have seven, then sieben as well. After this, you might also want to say, what are your hobbies? And this is a very common question, right? So you can say, if your hobby is singular, that is, you have one hobby, you can say, mein Hobby ist dash. In this dash, you can put whichever hobby that you have. Let's take some examples. That is, tanzen. If you love dancing just like me, you can put tanzen there. If you like to sing, that is singen, you can put singen in there. If you love to paint, then you can put malen in there. If you like to read books, then you can put Bücherlesen in there. Mein Hobby ist Bücherlesen. If you just want to be lazy and watch television, you can also say mein Hobby ist TV sehen. Or you can say mein Hobby ist Filme sehen. That is watching television or watching movies. Now if you have, for example, a lot of hobbies, then what should you say? Then you have to say meine Hobbys sind dash. In this dash, you can put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on hobbies in there. That is, meine Hobbys sind tanzen, singen und Bücher lesen. Now, before the last hobby, you have to put und in there, which means and. Now you can put how many and whichever hobbies you want. So let's say the introduction part all together. Guten Morgen, ich bin Navila Zaman. Ich bin 13 Jahre alt. Ich komme aus Dhaka, Bangladesh. Ich lebe in Lalmatia. Ich studiere in Oxford International Schule. Ich habe eine Schwester. Meine Hobbys sind tanzen, singen und Bücher lesen. Now this was about the introduction part. But if you only introduce yourself and not ask any question about the person you're talking to, the conversation would become very boring, right? You have to ask questions as well. So let's see how can we do that. Guten Morgen, ich bin Navila Zaman. Und wie heißt du? That is, how are you called? What is your name? Then the person you are talking to may say, ich heiße dash, whatever the name is. Then you can also say, wie geht es dir? If you're talking to a person who is similar to your age, you can say this, wie geht es dir? But if you are talking with a person who is older than you, or you want to show more respect to that person, you have to say, wie geht es Ihnen? We will revise more of this in our next videos, but for this just remember that if you're talking to a person who is similar to your age, you have to say, wie geht es dir? But if you're talking to a person who is older than you, you must say, wie geht es Ihnen? Now that person might reply with, ich bin gut, ich bin prima. That is, I'm good or I'm amazing. Now if the person is good, then you can also say, ich bin auch gut or ich bin auch prima. That is, I'm also good or I'm also amazing. Now you can also ask questions that hast du Geschwister? Which means that do you have sibling? And then the person might answer exactly in the same way, that ich habe eine or einen dash. That is if they have any sister or if they have any brother. And the last question you can ask is was is dein Hobby? That is, what is your hobby? And it is in singular. That is, what is your hobby? Now, if you want to say it in plural, that is, was sind deine Hobbys? Which means, what are your hobbies? Which means, what are your hobbies? Ich bin sehr erfreut, Sie zu treffen. That is, I'm very happy to meet you. And then you can say, Tschüss, auf Wiedersehen, which means, bye, see you again. And that is it for today's video. I really hope that you have enjoyed it as well as learned how to introduce yourself. And do not worry if you still have confusions. In the upcoming videos, we are going to learn more about grammar as well as the structure of the sentences and some basic words which are required to make any sentence. So that is it for today. Bye everyone.